I don't think I've ever seen a new chapter have more controversy at the start than I have in Chapter 5, and it's more than just UI changes and changes to movement. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Fortnite Chapter 5 has completely lost its identity. The game is ruined, it's not fun anymore, the updates are too slow, we barely get anything added. Fortnite gave us a cardboard box for an update. Okay, actually, that last one's pretty valid. When you hear a lot of these complaints, your first instinct is to say, well, clearly you're just blinded by nostalgia. You think OG Fortnite's the greatest thing ever, and you just think we should go back to Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 and just live in that forever, but Fortnite needs to evolve. The problem that I have with the nostalgia argument is that it's an easy way for people to shut down the conversation and not look at what's wrong with Fortnite currently. Now, I will admit, there are some players that are blinded by nostalgia. I think there is some merit to that statement. However, I don't think that means that some of the complaints that they have are untrue. What if some of the outrage is actually justified? I think the main argument that a lot of people have when it comes to observing Fortnite Chapter 5 is that it's lost its identity, and I don't think that that's an incorrect statement. The issue is the people that normally take this position take it a step too far.
OG Fortnite needs to be a permanent mode. We just need to go back to OG Fortnite. OG was the best the game ever was.
I don't think those statements are entirely true, but they're not completely false either. Ever since I became a Fortnite content creator, which was all the way back in Chapter 2, Season 7, I've been paying attention to updates because it's been a part of my job. I've been seeing how the game has constantly been changing and evolving. And also keep in mind, I have played this game since Chapter 1, Season 1. I am as OG as you can get. I have seen every update, I have witnessed every change, and I played every version of Fortnite. So when I'm hearing some of these complaints from other people, but I'm also looking at what we have now, I can genuinely say that Fortnite does feel like it's lost some of its identity, and I didn't feel this way at the start of the season. I was actually singing Fortnite Chapter 5's praises, but once the game started to drag along through the coming weeks and the updates just weren't what they needed to be, it started to become more apparent to me that there were some problems with Chapter 5. But why do I think that we can't just sum up these complaints to people being on a huge nostalgia trip? And also, what's the purpose of even talking about this? Hasn't this topic been talked enough to death? After all, at the start of every new season, the player base is constantly complaining about how the season doesn't feel like OG Fortnite, or how Fortnite just doesn't feel the same, or how Fortnite's too realistic. People were saying this back in Chapter 2. What a lot of people don't realize is that there are a lot of problems that we've had with this game that have become persistent ever since Chapter 3. On top of that, certain problems have either gotten worse or they've been weaved in and out of the game. But specifically, what are these problems? Generally speaking, there seems to be a lack of playfulness, vibrance, variety of the loot pool and POIs, mystery, continuity and callbacks, context, a clear direction towards a live event, payoff with the Fortnite storyline, and importance of seasonal events, LTMs, item slots, storyline quests, a good UI, and good mid-season map updates. Just about everything that I mentioned is a problem with Fortnite Chapter 5 currently. Now, as a disclaimer, I will say this. I'm recording this video before the TMNT update goes live, which is going to be on Friday. I do think that the TMNT update is going to solve a lot of these problems, and I also recognize that Fortnite Chapter 5 could get a lot better. But the issue is a lot of us have been waiting for these problems to get resolved for almost 3 chapters now. Let's look at mid-season map updates and seasonal events as an example, because these two kind of go hand in hand. Back in Fortnite Chapter 3, we did get good mid-season map updates. There were some really good changes that were made to the map consistently over the course of the entire chapter, especially in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 4. However, even in Chapter 3, it didn't feel like we were being given as much as we were in Chapter 2. And then fast forward to Chapter 4, we felt like we were getting even less than we did in Chapter 3. And now currently in Chapter 5, it seems like we're getting less than what we did in Chapter 4 when it comes to updates. The same thing goes for a priority on seasonal events. Everyone remembers how boring Vibin got during the summer, but the funny thing was, we hated Wilds even more the next chapter because we got even less. So now everyone's looking at Fortnite Chapter 5 like, okay, what are you gonna do? Like, we got the ice cream update last year, but please don't give us an umbrella update this year. Like, you're gonna add like little mini umbrellas on top of tables, and that's gonna be our summer update. We might not even get a spray paint on the side of a mountain this time. This last Winterfest, we didn't even get a trailer for it. It's almost like Epic doesn't really care about these things anymore, but to the Fortnite community, they're special to us. They mean something to us because they get us excited about the game. And that's what I think a lot of people need to understand, is that Fortnite hasn't really felt like an event in a long time. You have to think back to the reason why people fell in love with this game in the first place. Fortnite was more than just a video game, it was an experience. There was always something to look forward to, whether it was a weekly update or a summer event or a live event. Fortnite back in the day felt like it had purpose. And I think that's the main thing that it's lacking right now. For example, even some of the things that I mentioned, like mid-season updates, used to have tremendous utility when furthering the Fortnite storyline and, more importantly, getting people excited for the live event. Think back to the last mid-chapter live event that we had, which was Collision. We had a bunch of storyline quests that were given to us each week, which built up the creation of the Collider. Not to mention, we got to see different stages of the Collider getting fired up, which ultimately led to the Collision event, where we not only destroyed it, but fought off the Imagine Order. And heck, we can go back even further than that. Think back to Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 8 when we had the Monster vs. Mech event. We watched the mech being built each week. People need to understand that this is what Fortnite at its core is all about. This experience that it gives us, not just through gameplay, but through these small little changes that we see every week, building up to something bigger. And I want you to sincerely think about this for a second. When you don't have that for several years, or you don't have it consistently for several years, or they're not as good as they used to be, and you're waiting for Fortnite to get back to how it was, but you don't get that, and everyone's telling you, well, maybe next season it'll be better, or maybe next chapter it'll be better. And then the next season or the next chapter comes, and not only did it not get better, it actually feels like you're getting a little bit less than what you were given before. People are going to start to feel some type of way about that over time. And listen, this is not to say that Fortnite hasn't had significant map changes in some of these seasons since Chapter 3. I'm not saying that. It's just that it has not been consistent like it was in the first 2 chapters. Now, to top off not getting frequent map updates, not getting a good storyline, not feeling like the game has any purpose, not having any goal or direction in what we're seeing on the map, now we're also playing on a map that has muted colors, that doesn't seem to be as visually interesting or diverse as other chapters' maps have been. We have a loot pool that completely removed hit scan and changed the way that we use weapons in Fortnite. One of the best weapons we had this season got a huge nerf. You changed movement, you changed the UI, it feels more corporate, it feels less like Fortnite. Yeah, all these changes are gonna make a lot of people feel negatively about your game. Now listen, even with some of these problems that I mentioned, Fortnite still is really fun. And to me, and many of my friends that I play with, Fortnite still feels like Fortnite. Just because Fortnite isn't how we want it right now doesn't mean that Fortnite can't be enjoyed. But also, just because I'm enjoying it doesn't mean that I don't see the flaws in it as well. In my opinion, I think Fortnite is in a good space right now, but it does feel like it's veering off in a direction that I don't like. I don't think that the game is too realistic, but there are certain things that need to be brought back to make the game more fun. And the exciting part is I think Fortnite Chapter 5 can and will bring those things back. The TMNT collab is going to be giving us hoverboards and mythics. That is something that's been severely lacking this entire season. Some more playful and fun items, things that can mix up the meta. Items that are going to stop and make me think, what do I really want to carry in my inventory this round? What do I want my playstyle to be like? This new update and the upcoming Fortnite season have me genuinely excited for Chapter 5. But there's still one glaring issue that I don't think anyone has ever mentioned in the Fortnite community, and this opinion might be the hottest take I've ever had on this channel. Guys, I don't think we have ever experienced peak Fortnite. There are so many elements from OG Fortnite that haven't been combined with some of the newer ideas that we've gotten since Chapter 3 that could be combined to make the coolest version of Fortnite that we've ever seen. Imagine having a storyline that's as involved as Fortnite Chapter 2's was, but also having those consistent map updates, and on top of that, having a really diverse loot pool, which is having changes being made to it constantly throughout the season, while also keeping all the movement, the augments, the weapon attachments, the NPCs, finding this perfect balance of everything and putting it into one season. It's never been done. We've never seen it, and I'm praying that Chapter 5 is the first time that we get to experience true Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite needs to evolve. Yes, I want to see Epic try new things, but I also want some of the old DNA to be incorporated in the new stuff. Let's not lose sight of why people fell in love with this game. Fortnite at its core is a childish and cartoony game with a goofy, wacky loot pool, frequent updates, the best live events in the gaming industry, all sewn together through their storyline. Epic, if you can figure out how to incorporate these elements with a lot of the new ones, you will have the greatest version of Fortnite ever. Finally, I want to make this clear to everyone. Even with where Fortnite is now, it is insanely fun. A couple of weeks ago, I will admit, I was not having the best time with Fortnite. I was getting kind of bored. I was playing maybe once or twice a week. You weren't seeing me stream as often on the channel. I felt a disconnect from the game. But you know what made me enjoy it more? Playing with friends and also trying something different within the game itself. When I stream with my friends every Tuesday, that is the highlight of my week. I have you guys, my audience, sitting there talking to us through the chat, and my friends being insanely goofy and trying to figure out ways to get me killed every round. It is a great time. And as much as they make fun of me for my fear of cardboard boxes, I still love each and every one of them, just as much as I love you guys watching. My point is, playing with people that you connect with, that you have fun with, is always going to make Fortnite more enjoyable for you. As my boy Clint always says, Fortnite is always more fun with friends. And I know that's something a lot of you guys are lacking, so if you want to make new friends, hit the link in the pinned comment down below. That'll be the link to my Discord, and start chatting with people. Find some new friends to play with. Make some new friends. It happens all the time in my Discord. We have a lot of really awesome people in there, and I'm also pretty active in my Discord as well. So if you want to get a chance to talk to me outside of stream or outside of these videos, that's going to be the place to do it. My very last point, and the thing that made me have more fun with Fortnite recently, is changing up the mode that I was playing. Ever since OG, I've been playing a lot of builds. I've been trying to keep my skill up with my building and editing, and I think I honestly just got bored. Not to mention, I took a break from competitive and I've been playing a lot of pubs, but I recently got back into competitive zero builds. The other night, I played ranked duo zero builds with Loot Station, and we had the time of our lives. Even Loot was saying how much he's been bored with the game. He didn't even know about the snow being melted off the island. That's how long he's been gone off of Fortnite. But notice what it took for him to have fun. Playing with a friend and also switching up the game mode that he was playing. I think right now PUBG just has too many bots in it for me, and it just got really boring really fast. I needed that competitive edge to really get me excited about playing Fortnite again. And also, when I start playing comp consistently, my skill goes up. So when I do play pubs, I'm way better at it, averaging way more kills. So if you don't want to take a break from Fortnite and you're set on playing this game, maybe consider playing a different mode. Guys, I want you all to be excited for the future of Fortnite. I still am, even though I recognize the flaws that the game has right now. I think my boy Jojo Zaya brought up a really good point when we were talking on stream about this the other day. The reason why people get hit with nostalgia so much is because they never appreciate what they have when they have it. And listen, I'm one of these people. There are a lot of moments in Chapter 4 where I was complaining, but I look back at it now and I'm like, man, I was actually having a lot of fun during that time. I wish I had have appreciated it a little bit more than I did. And watch, when Fortnite Chapter 6 comes out, you'll be doing the same thing with Fortnite Chapter 5. It's just part of the process. But I think what I've learned ever since the latter half of Fortnite Chapter 4 was how to appreciate the game a little bit more, even in the most stressful of times, even when the game doesn't feel the most fun to me. You know, all this talk about old chapters of Fortnite and what made the game really fun in the past has me thinking, what were the best seasons of Fortnite ever? Like overall, out of every season we've had over the course of the last 6 years, which ones were the best? If you want to know the answer to that, make sure to subscribe. Maybe we'll talk about that in the next video.